Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Wreath Workshop. I am Ashley Greenwood from Three Little Greenwoods Creations. I am a former kindergarten teacher turned wreath maker turned small business owner, and now I am using my teacher heart to share all that I have learned with wreath making with all of you. So come on in. Let me know where you are watching from. Good morning, my friend Aspen. Welcome. Come on in. Hello, Crafty Mac and Che. Always love seeing your name pop up. So it is a dreary, rainy, cold day here in South Carolina. I am up in my wreath workshop in my sweats, cranking out some Christmas orders. I am so very blessed that I've had so many orders, especially for tree bows this year, and I thought I would come on and make some with you guys. So come on in, let me know where you're watching from. Hello from Kentucky and Cincinnati. Good morning. I just got back from a wedding in Kentucky. It was outside and snowing. Y'all, me and my little southern children about died. It was so very cold. Oh my gosh. We will never forget that wedding. It was beautiful, but it was outside and it was snowing. Enough said. So let's get started. The first bow that I'm going to make is this one. Oh my gosh. Look at the pink candy ribbons. This is such a happy ribbon. A happy Christmas tree bow. I can just see this on a Christmas tree filled with gingerbread and candy canes and so much fun. You watched me the other day and I inspired you. I wish you could attach a picture of what you made too, because I love seeing it. So I just want to share what I have learned. I have a couple of paid workshops that I'd love you guys to check out, but today let's start by making this ginormous, beautiful thing. Been super popular in the Etsy shop. So I'm going to be using 4 different ribbons. One is I'll show you in just a minute. I'll show you right now. Here's the ribbons that I'm using. I've got them all stationed beside me. That would be beautiful on your Christmas tree, Katie. It would be really pretty. I'm really kind of digging it. It's making me want to like rethink everything, but I don't have time to rethink everything. So we're just going to do the red and white Christmas tree that I've done for the past couple of years when I get my Christmas stuff out. So here's our ribbons that we're going to be using. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 1.5. Yes, they are all wired ribbon. You are not going to get a bow that looks like this if you don't have wired ribbon. Okay, if you would like to know where to purchase good quality wired ribbon, go to my homepage, click on the link. There's a great list of places that you can purchase ribbon without a business license. Some places I buy from, you have to have a business license, but I wanted to give you guys a list of places where you can buy from that you don't have to have a business license. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to start with this print. Super fun. Very Christmassy. It's got that lime green in it, which we all love. Lime green is like my favorite. Red is my most favorite, and lime green for Christmas is my second favorite. You can see I gave it a knife's edge diagonal cut. I didn't do a dovetail. That's just my personal preference. You do you. If you like a dovetail, go for it. Okay, I'm gonna measure a big long tail and slide it down in my Easy Bow Maker. I use an Easy Bow Maker. It is a wooden bow making tool. I have it linked in my Amazon storefront. I'd love for you to check it out. It is simply just holds all of the ribbons in place as I am making the bow. Okay, so instead of me holding it in my hands, all of these loops and all of this ribbon, I just let my Easy Bow Maker do all the work for me. Okay, guys, if you have a friend who would love this content, who would love to learn how to make Christmas tree bows, please share this video with them or double tap on the screen. That helps more people see it. This ribbon right here actually came from Hobby Lobby. It is one of my most favorites. I'm pretty sure it's all sold out now, but I got it from Hobby Lobby. Maybe if you go to your local Hobby Lobby, you'll be able to get it super fast. Okay, so here's the first layer. 2 loops, long tails. Let's do the second layer. Isn't that so pretty? I love this ribbon. Do I always start with the wider ribbon? Usually, yes. But sometimes it depends on the style of bow that I'm making. Sometimes I will put my focal ribbon on top, even if it's the wider one, because I want it to be seen. So the loops that I'm making are 7-inch loops, okay? These are 7-inch loops. It's going to make a really big bow to go on top of a Christmas tree. These are orders that I am shipping out probably tomorrow morning. Good morning from Mexico. Welcome to the Wreath Workshop. So I am a former kindergarten and preschool teacher, which is where I get my calm voice from. Everyone always comments on my voice. I used my calm voice to tame the crazies when I had a classroom full of crazies. And I was home from school one afternoon and I saw this lady making wreaths on a Facebook page. And I thought to myself, I could totally do that. I've always been very, very crafty and made things for our home. And I just got started. Where can you order one of these? If you go to the link on my homepage here on TikTok, if you scroll all the way to the bottom of that landing page, we call that a landing page, there is a visit the Etsy shop, and that's where you can go to order this bow. I have a few left in stock, not very many because they've been super popular. You don't think calling children crazies is nice? Well, I am so sorry, Lily. That is my experience. Have you taught in a preschool classroom before? Because they are sweet, but they are crazy. So here's my next ribbon. This is my focal ribbon. And it's where I pulled all of my colors from. Where can you get ribbons without a business license? Go to my homepage here on TikTok. Click through the link. It will take you to a landing page where you can find out. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by all the comments. Go to my landing page. There's a link in my bio, and it will show you. You can click on the link that says where to buy Christmas ribbon. So sorry. You guys are cracking me up with the comments about kindergarten. Agree, you were a kindergarten teacher too, and yes, they are crazies. They are crazy people. They're like they're grown-ups in a human body, or they think they're grown-ups. So yeah. So if I offended you by calling them crazies, this is probably not the TikTok place you should be. I'm very sorry about that. All right, let's make another tail. I saw someone call them little turkeys. Little turkeys is a good one too. Little turkey. You are a 5K PE teacher in Alaska. Are they crazy there too? Let's cut this right here. There we go. I'm going to move this over here. I did love teaching. I taught for a very long time, over 20 years. You call them boneheads? Yeah. How long is the tail of the bow? 2 feet. Yeah, you know, you got to laugh at them, right? I am making a tree topper bow, and I try to be very honest about the whole thing. They don't know what a flock of children truly are. It is like a flock. It's like herding cats. Maybe we should call them little kitties, little crazy kitties, because it's like herding cats. Yeah. I am currently a preschool teacher, and they are crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I love this pink candy ribbon. The pink candy ribbon came from Craft Outlet. It is one of the places where you can go and buy Christmas ribbon or any type of wreath making ribbon without a business license. How do I choose which ribbons for the bows? Well, I pick a focal ribbon. So I pick one ribbon, like the main ribbon, usually a fancy ribbon, and it's the pink one. So I'm going to look at this pink and I'm going to pull out all the colors from it. I've got lime green and red. There's little blue gumdrops. There's yellow gumdrops. So I'm pulling all of my colors out of here. Most of you knew what I meant when I said that. Thank you. All right. This is my only 1.5 inch ribbon. I love this candy stripe. Super cute. It's a peppermint stripe. This is actually a bow that is going to be going on a big pink candy tree topper. I just sold out of them. They're super, super cute. Am I twisting in the middle? I am. I know that I'm going fast, okay, guys? If you would like a more detailed, slowed down version of this, I have a free Christmas bow tutorial in my profile. I also have a Christmas tree bow tutorial in my profile. It's less than $8. If you want to learn how to make this, you should totally get it. Okay, so I've got all my layers. Now, my next step is I am going to move my loops where I want them to be. Someone is asking what size box do I use to ship these. These typically go in a 14 by 14 by 6 shipping box, okay? I want you, don't be afraid of shipping. For my friends that are wreath makers that are going to be selling stuff, you just got to do it. You just got to do it, and you'll figure it out along the way, okay? Oh, you learned how to make bows by watching my videos. I'm so happy to hear that, Monica. That is awesome. Let me move this around. I love the colors. Yes, the colors are fabulous. Okay, so here's what I've done. I moved my loops to where I wanted them to be, okay? Because when you pull it out, it just makes it easier. So trust me. Jack Greenwood is my high schooler. Get off the TikTok, Jack. Y'all, don't you love it when your children like sneak in on your stuff? He's at school. He's supposed to be at school. He is at school. Lord help. Yes, these are wired ribbons. You do need to get better ribbons, okay? Okay, so let's go back to this one. Let me cut off my little tail. Yes, thank you for helping. The link is in my bio. You guys know what I mean when I say that, right? Sometimes I feel like I don't explain things good enough, but everything you need to know is in my bio. It's the link that takes you to a landing page. That's what we call it. We call it a landing page with all this stuff. After seeing, is there something to hold the bow for you? I hold it right here. Where did I purchase the ribbons from? These ribbons came from Hobby Lobby and Craft Outlet and my wholesale companies. Go to the link in my bio. No wire, no fluff. Absolutely. Seriously. You are not going to get a pretty bow if you don't use wired ribbon. All you crafters need to learn how to hand tie bows. Come on. Okay, listen. This might not be the place for you. I have carpal tunnel and I cannot hold all of this goodness in my hand and make the bow. So there are so many other wreath makers out there that do make bows by hand. Go find one of them, okay? I used a Easy Bow Maker. I don't know why people are being rude today. What's up with that? Okay, where's my blue? Coming back around with my blue. I love this blue. I need new scissors, guys. Seriously, my scissors are getting super, super dull. I'm gonna ask for some for Christmas. My children can buy them for me. All right, let's do a layer of the blue right here. In a former life, you are a florist. You should use the bow maker. Okay, you guys are just killing it with the comments. I love it. You were telling everyone at the beauty shop about me and my bow maker. Thank you. Fisker scissors. Yeah, that's what I'm going to ask for. These are really good scissors. They came from Amazon. It was like a pack of 5. Really good scissors. But I think I'm going to go for the Fiskers next, okay? I've inspired you to do crafts. I'm so happy to hear that. Oh yeah, tap, tap, tap. When you guys tap on the screen, it like shoots this little video out into the wonderful world of TikTok. It's still in the box. You've had a bow maker for over 20 years and it's still in the box. Listen, get that sucker out. Make some beautiful bows. I do have a scissors sharpener, but it's through the Fiskers scissors and these won't work. That's why I need to get some Fiskers. I couldn't get these scissors to work. I tried yesterday. Okay, let's move these around. I'm holding down in the middle, guys. You see my finger? I am really pressing down in the middle, and then I am moving them to where I want them to, okay? You have a Bodabra but don't care for it very much, try an easy bow maker. But honestly, they're all the same concept. So if you already have a Bodabra, try to learn how to use it. You don't have to go out and buy this one. Just try to learn how to use it. You know, my hairdresser gets her scissors sharpened because I've been there when the guy shows up. I should ask her about that. That would be super smart. Thanks for telling everyone my link for Amazon is in my bio. Okay, let's see. Going back in with my pink, I'm just layering it up. Just layering it all up. Twisting in the middle. Tin foil to sharpen. Okay, I'm totally trying that. You didn't know there were people that existed that you have chronic illness and joint pain. Yeah. Listen, I got all kinds of stuff going on. My shoulder hurts. Just all kinds of stuff. Must be the age, right, guys? Where is my bio? If you click, look at the top of my screen. It's either a little circle picture of me up here or it's over here. If you click on that, it will take you to my homepage of TikTok. And when you get to my homepage, there is going to be a little link that you can click on. It goes to a landing page with all kinds of stuff. So go check it out. All right, one more layer of ribbon for this beautiful, ginormous bow. This is my 1.5 inch candy cane stripe. Yes, it is wired. I'm actually going to do 1 loop on one side and 2 loops on the other. And I'm twisting it. And here we go, last loop. Oh, you had shoulder surgery yesterday? Oh no, Michelle, I am so sorry about that. I think something's going on with my rotator cuff. Yeah. So I'm going to the doctor on Friday like a good girl to see what in the world. Okay, let's move these over. I like to position my loops where I want them before I pull it out. It just makes for a prettier bow. Okay, so here's what we got. See, I could not hold this in my hands. There's no way. Absolutely no way. Oh yeah, tell them, Aspen, you need to know your cost, and then you can start there with pricing. Absolutely. And you also need to consider the time it takes you to make something. So what I would do is I would just go to Etsy and just start looking around, you know? Just start looking around and see what other people are charging for things. Know what you've got in it. Know how much ribbon you've got in it and how much it costs you to buy that ribbon. Okay. Can I explain what I am doing? I am making a Christmas tree bow with lots of gorgeous ribbons. I'm going to show you the bow maker in just a second when I pull it out. It was painful. Oh, your soldier surgery. I'm so sorry for that. Most pages say $10 to $15 an hour for time price. Yeah, you just need to like, pricing can be a tricky thing. But you just got to get started. You know what I'm saying? Just like shipping. Shipping is tricky, but you got to get started. It is really pretty. Oh, okay. What I just did, I was talking. Do you see this green wire? This is called a bind wire. Amazon, in my Amazon storefront. And then I took a zip tie. I slid it underneath all of those bow goodness. And now I'm going to take my zip tie, listen, and I tightened it like halfway, okay? So it's all held together. Now I'm gonna lift this up. Yes, you need to value your time and your talent. We don't work for free. I had someone upset with me yesterday because I was charging for my Christmas Garland workshop. She was mad at me. Wait, look, chick. It took me like 4 or 5 days to video all of it and edit it and get it up. So, don't be mad. Is it just me, or does that sweet bow I am making match my glasses? It does kind of match my glasses. Okay, so here's the back, okay? This is my bind wire. There is my zip tie. I'm going to move the zip tie buckle to the back very carefully. I'm going to line up my bind wire. The bind wire is what my customer is going to use to attach it to the top of her Christmas tree. Okay? You don't have to use bind wire. You can just use pipe cleaners. It's okay. Either one of those would work. You love the Garland workshop. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Thank you for telling me that. Okay, now I'm going to tighten it up. I'm squeezing here with my thumb. I'm squeezing here with my fingers, but I'm not moving my loops. I'm holding them in place. I'm not moving my loops. Where do you find the information on the classes? Go to my homepage here on TikTok, click the link, and it's all right there. There's so many things to choose from. Oh, I'm so glad you made your first bow last weekend. Good job. You're just getting started working on the Christmas workshop wreaths. Oh, good. Awesome. I gotta make me a Christmas wreath for my front door because I don't have one. Okay, so I cut off my zip tie. I'm going to twist my bind wire so I do not want it to come out. Just like this, and now, ta-da! Good morning. I'll show you the bow maker in just a second, sorry. Now, my ribbon loops are securely held by that zip tie that I tightened within an inch of its life. So, I can take my fingers and put them in my loops and give them a little wiggle and pop them up. So, I'll do that with all of my loops. Pulling my tail straight down. It is so pretty, isn't it? like I said, if you have a gingerbread Christmas tree, that is a beautiful bow. Beautiful. Okay, so you want to learn how to make one of these? There's a link in my profile that shows, it's a paid link. It's less than $8. Teaches you how to make a Christmas tree bow. Go check it out. How many ribbons did I use? 4 different types of ribbon. Okay, this is the 6th one of these I have made this morning. So I'm done with that one. Here we go. What is this? Okay, let's make another one. This is also another really popular wreath. Oh, here's the bow maker. I'm so sorry. This is an easy bow maker. It is a wooden bow maker tool. It has little dowels. That's where you slide the ribbon in. This one came from my grandmother. Over 15 years ago, she gave this to me. It looks a little bit different than the one on Amazon, but it's the same thing. So this is what I make all of the bows in my workshop on. Okay, guys, so you can do it too. Do I have a website? I do. You can find it in a link in my profile here on TikTok. You make fresh wreaths. Ooh, 15 bows yesterday and more today. Bless you. Are you doing it by hand? Do you have good hand muscles? I do not have good hand muscles. I wish I did, but I don't. Okay, here's our next one. Red and white. Just like the garland that I made that I taught in my class. Can I show the Christmas wreath? Which one? Which one? You have the one your grandma gave you too? Yes, it came from my Meemaw. My sweet Meemaw gave me this. So it's changed a teeny bit, but it's the same thing. Okay, let's start with this. So we have a red and white, super, super trendy. Have I ever soaked pine cones for a wreath? No. Pine cones aren't really my thing. I usually just cut them out. Don't tell anybody. Sometimes I save them. Oh, the garland behind me. Sure, I would love to. This is what I'm teaching in my garland workshop. It's really big. Hold on, people. Let me show this really quick and then I'll make the bow. This is the garland, one of the garlands. There's 2 of them in the workshop that I am teaching how to make in my garland workshop. You can find the link for this in my profile. Click that little link. It'll take you to a landing page. The picture for this is at the top. Look at all of this beautifulness. I teach you how to make it. It's really not hard at all. And this is just one of the garlands that are in the workshop. The other one is the more traditional with lots of greenery. This is lots of balls, some picks, and some bows. I teach you how to make everything. So for less than $20, you get 2 recipes to make garlands. We call them recipes. It's just like cooking. It's just like step by step, teaching you guys how to make the garland. Thank you for asking. I love showing off my pretties. All right, let's get started with our red and white bow. I'm gonna make 2 of them because I have orders for 2 of them. How do you store the garlands? That's a very good question. So if that one doesn't sell, I am going to use it in my home decor. And the way that I would store it is I would wrap it in plastic, or I would actually put trash bags on both sides. It's 5 foot long. I would put trash cans on both sides and I would like seal it up that way. And I would carefully store it with all of my other Christmas decorations. I wouldn't put anything on top of it because I wouldn't want them to get crushed. Do you give a list of what to purchase to make that? Yep, I sure do. The videos for that garland class there are ready to go. So as soon as you purchase the garland class, you get instant access to all the things. Teach you how to make the bows. I teach you how to make the garland. All of the supplies are there linked up. If I could link them up, I link them up. So yeah, go check it out. It's less than $20. And we all like making fun things for our home, right? It is recorded. Yeah, it took me forever. That's why when that lady was fussing at me because I was charging for my Garland workshop, I was like, look at here. It took me days to make it. So stop fussing. How long do the videos stay up? You get them forever. Forever. So yeah, you can rewatch them over and over and over as many times as you need. Usually when I purchase workshops, because I do purchase them, because I love watching people too. First time I watch it, I just kind of, you know, watch. And then the next time I'll get my stuff and then I'll make it. And I'll pause it and add something, and then pause it and add something. How much does it cost to make that garland? The supplies to make that garland, because everything is on sale, it's about $30 to $40, depending on where you purchase your things from and how big your garland is, okay? How long does a bow usually take to make, if not on a live? 8 minutes. I just timed myself. I wanted to see how long it took me. If I'm not on a live with you guys, it usually takes me 8 minutes. Here's my white. I love this white. Love it. It comes from the Hobby Lobby. I wish I could find it at my wholesalers, but I can't find it. Makes me very sad. How long are the tails for the tree bows? They are 2 feet. But when you make your own, you can make them as long as you want, as long as you have ribbons. Measure out my tail, sliding it down in my Easy Bow Maker. You have a bow maker. It is easy to make bows on. Yes, girl, I love my Easy Bow Maker. Mad dash to Hobby Lobby coming soon. I am trying to stay out of the Hobby Lobby. Thank goodness. Hobby Lobby is the only store I have to buy things, except for Walmart. I gotta stay out of the Walmart too. How long is the tails on a wreath? That depends on the bow that I'm making. Usually not longer than 12 inches, but it just depends. Is Hobby Lobby better than Michael's? I don't know, because I don't have a Michael's in my hometown. So I typically shop, when I'm not shopping online at my wholesalers, I typically shop at Hobby Lobby because I don't have a Michael's. If I had a Michael's in my hometown, you can better believe I would totally be shopping at Michael's too. But I don't have one. Everyone's saying Hobby Lobby's is far better than Michael's. Well, that is good to know. Thank goodness I have a Hobby Lobby, because I would be sad. My Michael's is about 45 minutes to an hour away, so I have to make a whole day of it. And right now I don't have time to be gallivanting all over creation looking, and I don't need to buy anything else. You have a Joann's and a Michael's. Now, I have some really good wreath making friends who love Joann's. I don't have one of those either. Oh, Joann's has gorgeous ribbon. Well, I didn't know that. I'm going to pretend like I didn't see you say that, because I don't need any more ribbon. Is this ribbon from Sam's? Actually, yes, this ribbon is from Sam's. Do not sleep on the Sam's ribbon. It is probably all gone now because they put it out in September. And when I tell you that I stock my local Sam's, I stock my Sam's until I get my hands on some Christmas ribbon. Ooh, you're getting new furniture today. Oh my goodness. That is amazing. We got new furniture a couple of years ago, and I don't know how many times I've told my children, this has to last me for a really, really long time, and you cannot mess it up. Do I have a YouTube channel? Yes, I do. Thanks for asking. It's 3 little greenwoods. I am 3 little greenwoods everywhere because when my children were little, I started a DIY blog. And when I first started, it was mostly about little home improvements and the children and things we were doing. And now it's morphed into a wreath making. Ooh, you just purchased a tutorial. Yay! That's awesome. Someone says that Costco has beautiful ribbons. That's good to know. I don't have Costco. It's an hour away. But I do have Sam's. Someone said that they got really pretty ribbon at Walmart this year. Hello, Tammy. Welcome. Y'all, Tammy is my friend that always shows up. And I appreciate you, Tammy. Okay, let's add another layer. Let me show you guys what we got, okay? Here it is. Didn't count right. So here's what we have first, our first layer. Lots of pretty ribbon. My husband's messaging what's for dinner. I'll talk to him later. Does the ribbon have wire in it? Everybody say it with me. Ready? Yes, you gotta have wired ribbon, okay guys? If you don't have wired ribbon, it's not gonna be pretty. Now they have some gorgeous velvet ribbon, which are kind of trendy now, but it doesn't make a really pretty bow, in my opinion. Thank you. I love ribbon. I love picking colorful combinations. Girl, where do you live? Heather, I live in South Carolina. Kind of a small town. I'm really close to Augusta, Georgia, though. And they're the big city. They have all the good stuff. But it takes like my whole day for me to go to the big city of Augusta. So I don't go very often. So I laid down my polka dot again. You do use some thin non-wire ribbon for a little extra fill. You know, I have to admit, there's got this really cute ribbon from Hobby Lobby. I don't have any to put my hands on it. It's in the gift section. I don't know if it's wired or not, but it's thick enough that it will hold things. Wait a minute, you found a beautiful 4-inch red velvet ribbon at Home Depot? Well, now I'm gonna have to go to Home Depot. Ribbons are everywhere. Okay, our next layer is gonna be the white ribbon with the red edging. Pushing it down in there. Just layering it up. This is going to be going on a candy cane Christmas tree topper. So it's all red and white. It's got peppermints, some really pretty sparkly pieces. It's really, really pretty. So I'm making the bow now, and I will make the topper later today. Can you see my ribbon collection and how I store it? I just did a TikTok showing off my Christmas ribbons. That might get you a good idea. Okay, thank you, Peggy, for telling me that. Okay, now I gotta come in with a stripe. I love these big rolls of ribbon from Sam's. I am surrounded by ribbon. It's all around me. How big am I making the loops? These loops are 7 inches. So this is going to make a 14-inch tree bow. It will be flat on the back. I always tell my customers that. I don't want them to think it's going to be like this big round bow. It's going to be flat on the back for nestling at the top of a Christmas tree. Speaking of Christmas trees, anybody out there already started decorating? I need to know because I've got some FOMO going on, but I have not done that. I have not had a chance. We went to a beautiful wedding in Kentucky this past weekend. All 5 of us went, and it was a really, really long drive. Really, really long drive. Beautiful wedding. It was outside in the snow. Anybody from Kentucky? Did you get snow last weekend at your house? Because where I was, it was snowing. And I am from South Carolina, and we don't really do snow here. We don't really have that very often. My children thought it was wonderful until we had to be outside in it. Ooh, you have a candy cane theme. Your husband is getting the decor down today. Oh my goodness. Someone's telling me what to make for dinner. That sounds pretty good. We're going to have like a ricey casserole thing. I will report back to my husband to tell him what we're having when I get off my live with you guys. 3 inches last night. Tammy, where are you? My goodness. It's cold here. It's dreary. That's what winter is in South Carolina. You love snow until you have to get out in it. Yeah, that's what my children have decided. One of them, my second son, he always talks about moving away from me, which makes me really have anger in my heart. And he was saying that he was not moving someplace that was as cold as Kentucky. I'm like, baby, it's not cold here all the time. You've got a big storm coming tonight here in Vermont. It was 75 degrees last weekend. Oh my gosh. That's crazy, isn't it? Okay, so I'm zip tying all of this together. I know I did that super fast. Does it get humid in South Carolina in the summer? Yup. Listen, we have summer like 9 months out of the year. And then we have like this teeny weeny fall in this winter that we think is never going to end, but it really only lasts like 8 weeks. So yeah. You moved from Pennsylvania to North Carolina. Did I say I was in Kentucky? No, I'm in South Carolina. How long did I cut my bind wire? Probably about 20 inches. Okay, I'm pulling this up. The green wire is called bind wire. It is listed in my Amazon storefront along with all of the other tools that I use every day in my wreath workshop, okay? Still sounds better than Minnesota. I don't know, is that Minnesota or Maine? Which one? Okay, so here's what I've got. All of my loops. I have a bind wire on the back. I've zip tied it halfway down. I'm going to place my fingers on the back and straighten out my bind wire. Just like this. I'm going to pull my buckle to the back. Okay, so I have my thumb here. I've got my other fingers in the back. I'm going to squeeze it together without shifting my stacked loops, okay? And I'm going to tighten this down as tight as I can get it. This is probably why my shoulder hurts, everybody. Let's cut that off. Give the bind wire a little twist. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, let's fluff it up. Remember, the loops are secured in place by that zip tie. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to wiggle and fluff all of this red and white goodness. This is my theme for Christmas. I love red and white. Red is my most favorite color. So, all right. Beautiful, beautiful bow. So the bind wire attaches to the tree. Yes. So I make sure I cut a really long length of bind wire so that my customer can place this wherever they want it. I am assuming it's going on a Christmas tree, but these bows look beautiful on either side of a mantle with some garland. At a staircase on the bottom where the newel post is. Beautiful. You can put these on your front porch. Yeah, they might fade a little bit, but that's some beautiful stuff right here. Let's make one more. I wish you guys could see the ribbon on my floor. It's crazy. Let's do one more red and white. Okay, we're going to start by cutting my tail. I cut it on a diagonal. That's just what I do. Some people do dovetails, and that's beautiful. It's just not what I do. Okay. Start with our long tail. I'm going to slide it down in my Easy Bow Maker and smush that ribbon to the bottom. So I'm going to get my boy children, my big boy children, to get down all of our Christmas probably next week, and hopefully decorate before Thanksgiving. Usually I'm done by now, but I got kind of backtracked. I did not make the time. We had to go out of town, so we're going to be getting all of that stuff out. We have several Christmas trees that I put up. How many Christmas trees do you guys put up? And where's your favorite place to decorate? I really want to decorate my kitchen more, but I didn't. The bind wire is how you attach the bow to your tree. Thank you so much for answering that question. What would we do without the polka dot ribbon? Tammy, I don't know. Sam's. I'm sure you could find it like at Craft Outlet if you did a search for red and white polka dot ribbon. Craft Outlet is one of my go-to places to go to find ribbons that I want. There's another place called Fifth Street Studios. They are on Etsy. She had a standalone website, like a Shopify website, but I noticed that she has closed that. Probably because they were overwhelmed with sales. But they're on Etsy, okay? Let's move that out of the way. Give it a good twist. I have a tutorial on how to make these tree bows. It is in my profile here on TikTok on my homepage. You don't understand how the bow maker works. Okay, so hold on one second. And I'll turn it so that you can see what I'm doing. It really just holds the ribbon in place as I am working. Hold on one second. Let me cut this tail. All right, so the bow maker has dowels. Do you see the dowels right here? This is what I slide my ribbon down in. So my ribbons are trapped in between the dowels, okay? Yes, I have a link to the bow maker. It's in my Amazon storefront. If you go to my homepage here on TikTok, click the link and it'll take you to all the things that you need to know. You can never get your dowels to stay in. You have to whack the heck out of them. Mine are in right now. I usually just get my husband's mallet and I just hard as you can to get them to stay in. And they're gonna wiggle out of place. You just smack them again, okay? They do kind of wiggle around. You just have to really, really smack them into place. Make them do what you want them to do. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's cut our last set of tails. This red and white. This ribbon came from Sam's. I don't know if you guys can see. It's like glitter encrusted. It is so pretty. Would 2-part epoxy or wood glue help to secure them not come out? I actually tried the wood glue one time and it didn't help. any more than me just whacking them. But try it. It might work. But I did that a long time ago and it didn't. Thank you for telling me my bows are so pretty. I love making bows in my Easy Bow Maker. Somebody was fussing about me not making bows in my hands. Oh my goodness. You got your girls, the Rudolph boys from me. Oh, I am so happy to see that. Diva Pink Designs. That's awesome. Speaking of girls, my girl is going to want to get that little tree right there back in her room with more lights on it. She's going to take it from me. That's what I stage my pictures on, because you have to take glamour shots of pictures to go on Etsy. I call them glamour shots. You got to make them really, really pretty. So that's my little staging area back there for my tree bows. Okay, let's cut this one more tail. And then after this, we're going to make a couple of wreath bows. You love them. They were custom orders. I'm so glad you love them. You finally got a bow maker and your hands are so relieved. Yay! It makes a big difference, people. Oh my goodness. You want to try making a bow with a bow maker. I have a free tutorial for you. Go get you a bow maker. Get that free tutorial so you can watch. Without the bow maker, your hand cramps. Yeah. Really bad. So here's what we have so far. Good morning, Mercy. We are making some Christmas tree bows for order. So here's what I got. I'm going to go ahead and move my ribbons to where I want them, my loops to where I want them. So you're going to notice that if the candy cane goes down on one side, I'm going to make it go up on the other so that they are spaced around. Hello, my friend from Thailand. I am making Christmas tree bows out of red and white ribbon. Welcome to the Wreath Workshop. Okay, so let's go. We'll push that down in here between my dowels. This is the busiest time of the year in my Wreath Workshop. I make Christmas tree bows, Christmas tree toppers, tons of just bows that people use to decorate. I love this polka dot ribbon, Stacy. It is so pretty. I have wreaths. I have little arrangements. Listen, my most favorite thing to make lately are these little gingerbread arrangements. They are so sweet and so cute. I love making them. So I've got those in the Etsy shop. All kinds of stuff. If you love owls, got some owls. Hello, Scotland. Welcome. You need to get yourself a bow maker. Go to the link. Go to my Amazon storefront and get you one. Guys, if you purchase through my Amazon storefront, I get a teeny bit of a kickback to buy more ribbon. Gonna give this a hard twist. Make one more loop on this side. These are gonna be going on a peppermint and candy cane Christmas tree topper. Guys, thank you so much for following me. I really appreciate that. If you have a friend that you think would like to learn more about wreath making or bow making for Christmas, I'd love for you to share this with them. That would be wonderful. And if you double tap on the screen, it'll shoot this video out to lots of people. What size rolls of ribbon do I purchase? So this is a 50-yard roll. It came from Sam's. This is a 10-yard roll. Craft outlet. So it just depends. They come in varying sizes. They're either 10-yard rolls or 50-yard roll. Okay. I would love for you to check out all of the tutorials and things that I have in my profile. And thank you for sharing. You guys are amazing. I love seeing all the little hearts. One more layer of our candy cane stripe. Pushing it down on top. You see how I'm pushing them all down like really, really hard? Can you recommend where I can buy in bulk, please? Ribbons? Is that what you're asking about? And do you have a resale business license? How many loops total? 12? I'm thinking 12. So my friend, are you asking about where to buy ribbons in bulk? And do you have a resale business license? Okay, yes, ribbons. Well, first of all, anybody can go to the link in my profile and click on where to buy Christmas ribbons, because that is places where anybody can shop. You don't have to have a business license. For wholesale companies, I love Sims Pottery, S-I-M-S. Someone's going to Hobby Lobby this afternoon. You go, girl. Sims Pottery is one of my most favorite places to buy ribbon. You have to have a resale business license. But listen, if you're selling, you should have a business license, okay? What would you recommend a 3 to 9 yard roll on, or do you bother with those lengths? I don't understand what you're saying. Can you ask that in a different way? I don't quite understand that. Thanks for the rose. Okay, I'm going to move these loops to where I want them. All right, so here's what we got. Just like this. You won't be selling yet, just for family. Okay, well then go to the link and click on where do I buy Christmas ribbon? That'll give you a whole list. And then click on where do you buy wreath making supplies? That'll give you a whole nother list of places you can go. You made 3 bows, a garland, and a wreath this morning. You have been busy. My goodness. I'm so glad that you're enjoying watching. I hope you feel better. How long are the loops? 7 inches. Oops. Many of the rolls you find are either 3 or 9 yards. Just have to buy more rolls, okay? That would work. That's what I would do. Let's get some bind wire. Yes, this is bind wire. It is paper covered wire. It is in my Amazon storefront along with all of my other wreath making things that I use every day, including the Easy Bow Maker. I'm going to shimmy this up underneath all of the goodness, all of the loops. Let me get my tails out of the way. Guys, I know I made this fast. There's a free bow tutorial in my profile, and there is a Christmas tree workshop tutorial also there. So you can go check that out. Some of my things are free. Some things I charge just a little bit for. Okay, got my zip tie, got my bind wire. I'm gonna tighten this up about halfway down. Just pull it out. When you pull it out, try not to move the loops, okay? They are really tight in there, so they're not gonna move unless you're really rough with them. I'm just gonna slide all of that out. See how it's all stacked up together? All stitched together. Oh, goodness. Let me get my bind wire on the back. I want to make sure it's even. You're making an organza wreath. Wow. So 3 loops on the last layer. because I think it's pretty. That's all. I just think it's pretty. One of the fun things about making bows or wreaths, you just kind of make it your own and try new things. I'm going to pull this to the back, and I'm going to tighten it as tight as I can get it. Oh my goodness. Cut that zip tie off. I need a new pair of these as well. I'm going to be asking for some for Christmas because they are dull. Let's give our bind wire a little bit of a twist. And let's fluff it out. So here's what we have. It's a little bit smushy. We want to make it bigger. I'm going to pull my tails down. And then use my fingers and give it a little wiggle. And just fluff everything up. Making it nice and big. This is going to go on the bottom of a candy cane Christmas tree topper that I haven't made yet, but I'm going to. And there we go. So pretty. Do I use the same size bow maker for the smaller bows as well? Yes, this is the only bow maker that I have. So I use it on all my bows. Did I enjoy my Kentucky wedding? You're from Eastern Kentucky, but you were in a UK hospital the day. Oh my goodness, I hope you're okay. It was beautiful. Beautiful bride. Gorgeous wedding. But it was outside. In the snow. It was a little bit cold. Will I show the candy cane tree topper when I get it made? I don't know. I gotta pack them up. It depends. But I'm not making that on this live because I got other things I got to do. Okay, one more thing we're going to make. I actually need to make 2 of them. So this is my focal ribbon. This is a 50-yard roll. Came from Craft Outlet. I like to write where I get things from and how much they were. So this is my focal ribbon. I'm going to be using this ribbon. Let me pull up my computer. This ribbon and this ribbon. I'm looking at my computer, guys. Where's the other ribbon? Oh, here it is. This ribbon and then the skinny candy cane again. Hold on. So, super whimsical, okay? Super whimsical. All right, let's make something pretty. These are all wired ribbon. Craft Outlet, Sam's. Craft Outlet, I think. Okay. Let's start with the biggest ribbon on the bottom. This is a 2.5 inch wired ribbon. Yes, it came from Sam's. It's one of my favorite Christmas ribbons. Now, these are going to be 2 wreath ribbons. Wreath bows, sorry. They are going to, let me move this down so you see what I'm doing. Here's my Easy Bow Maker. There are measurements on here that help me so very much. I'm going to measure a 12-inch tail. I'm going to pull it forward this time so maybe you guys can see it a little bit easier. You just got the bow tutorial. Next is the Garland. Oh my goodness. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. I tell myself that all the time. This is going to be a 12-inch bow, so my loops will be 6 inches. Push those down in there and give that a good twist. You keep saying that in your head, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Twist. You keep saying that in your head, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. List. You keep saying that in your head, one thing at a time, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Low battery mode. So maybe I'll just make one of these. When we were going to the wedding last weekend, it was just a lot of stuff to coordinate. Everyone had to have fancy clothes. You know how it is. So last week, I was definitely repeating one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Let's cut our tail. I'm just using my first tail that I made. Sam's does have great ribbon. Yes, that holds up well year after year. Yeah, they really do. I have purchased enough from them, so I'm trying to stay out of the store. Okay, so tails, 6-inch loops. I have 2 of these to make. Let's see how much my phone battery lasts. Next, we're going to come in with this really sheer and glittery lime green. Pulling all of my colors out of my focal ribbon. Now, I love this ribbon, but you see how the wires, they always poke out. It kind of drives me batty. All right, 12-inch tail. Pulling that tail down. I'm gonna do 6-inch loops on this one as well. So 2 6-inch loops. I'm using the measurement on the ruler on my Easy Bow Maker to make my loops. Do one more over here. Guys, thanks so much for following me. Okay, let's pull this down and cut my other tail. Just like that. Guys, if you are just joining, welcome to my wreath workshop. I am Ashley Greenwood from 3 Little Greenwoods Creations. I'm a former kindergarten teacher, turned wreath maker, turned small business owner, and now I am sharing my love of wreath making with all of you guys. So come on in. Here's our focal ribbon. I love it. It is so super cute. Excuse me. It is a 1.5-inch wired ribbon. Look at the little fuzzies. This came from Craft Outlet. Let me get a bunch of it unwound. That's so pretty. So this is my focal ribbon. This is where I'm getting all of my colors from. So all of the ribbons that I'm using coordinate with this ribbon. Let's measure our tail. Give it a good twist. Now for this loop, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. It's going to be 5 inches instead of 6 inches. And I'm only doing one loop on each side. I love these colors too. They are super bright. And honestly, when I think about Christmas, these are the colors I think about. What about you guys? When you think about Christmas, what are the colors that you're thinking about? Here's what we have so far. I'm just layering it up. And now I'm going to come back in with my 1.5-inch candy cane stripe, which I love, for our last layer of ribbons. trying to measure my tail. You need to make one of these bows. Aren't they so pretty? Red and white. Someone says that they think about red and white for Christmas decor. I agree. I love red and white. Measuring 5-inch loops. I'm going to do 2 on each side. And then I'm going to do a little button loop in the middle. A button loop is just a little bitty loop that kind of makes the center, of your bow. Okay, so we have 2 loops on each side of this stripe ribbon. We pull that down. Okay, silver and gold, red and green and gold. Red berries are your thing for Christmas. I love the red berries too. Oh my goodness. Blue and white and silver. Yeah, those are really pretty. Y'all are making me really in the mood to decorate. Not this weekend. I'm going to wait on Monday. Okay, here's my little button loop. I'm going to give it a hard twist. I'm going to measure out about 2 fingers worth, about 1 inch, 2 inches. And push that down. And then pull my tail. Oh my goodness, I'm getting all twisted. Jingle bells, yes. Candy cane vibes. Yeah, this is definitely candy cane vibes. Okay, so I want you to notice what I've done, all right? For my last layer of ribbon, I have 2 5-inch loops on this side, 2 5-inch loops, and then a little button loop. It's just a little like 2-inch loop right there in the middle, okay? Both of my tails for this ribbon are on that side. Let's cut some bind wire, pull this beautiful thing out, grab me a zip tie. This is your tree colors. Yeah, mine too. Mostly red and white, but a little bit of lime because it makes me happy. Taking my bind wire, and I'm going to slide it up under here. Oh, your mom used to put jingle bells on your white canvas shoestring every year. That is a sweet memory. Here's my zip tie. Let's slide it up under. I'm going to tighten my zip tie about halfway down. Just like this. Okay, let me pull the camera back up so I can show you how to take it out and fluff it. Take all this ribbon out, all this goodness. You can see it's all stacked up. Let me get my bind wire on the back without moving my layers. Got to be really careful. Now, because of my button loop is on the front, I'm going to place my thumb in that button loop. You see my thumb right there? Craft outlet is out of this ribbon. Oh no, I must have just got it just in time. Hallelujah. Okay, I'm going to twist it. Have I ever done emerald green and black and white? No, but that sounds gorgeous. That would make a gorgeous tree. Okay, let's pull our tails to the front. Now, this is my crazy tail. I'm going to just manhandle it and move it over to the other side. I'm going to tell it what to do and where to go. Let's give the back a twist. Oh, the green and red with white fringe. Oh, yeah. actually think I ordered that a while ago. I can't remember. I've ordered so much stuff. That's one of the bad things about having a business. One of the good things and bad things is you get to like buy so much pretty, but you got to be careful with what you buy because you don't want to go in debt. Hey, Amy, welcome to the Wreath Workshop. Now, Amy is a friend of mine from my hometown. She lives in Charleston now, but welcome. Okay, I'm fluffing all this goodness up. This is an order. This lady asked for 2 big wreath bows. So you can purchase bows and put them on pre-made wreaths. You can place them on your Christmas tree, on your front porch. Isn't that so pretty? Oh my goodness. All the tails. All the tails. Am I making any more? Okay, I can make, I'm afraid my phone is going to die, but I'll make one more. It does feel like Christmas, doesn't it? One more. These are shipping out today. If I can get it together, these are going out today. Okay, so here we go. One more time. I'm actually going to twist this around, and I'm going to make the bow towards me this time. All right, 12-inch tail. Sliding that ribbon in between the dowels. We'll pull my ribbons towards me. I was making it upside down. The first one was a little bit upside down for me, but I wanted you guys to be able to see it. 6-inch loops. Do I ship? Yes, I do ship. I ship everything. I have an Etsy shop filled with holiday goodness. I have wreaths and Christmas tree toppers and Christmas bows. What do you have on the table behind me? This? That's my garland that I made for my Garland workshop. I'm so glad you asked. So in my last workshop that I did, it is a paid workshop. I taught how to make, I teach, it's still available. I teach how to make a red and white garland like this that you can put anywhere. And I also teach how to make a more traditional garland filled with greenery and bows and all kinds of goodness. So they are pre-recorded video tutorials that are available right now. It's an instant download. You can find it by going to my homepage here on TikTok, clicking the link in my profile, and you'll see all about it. One side looks longer. You mean my bows? It might be. I might need to straighten it up a little bit. They're about the same size. I think we're good. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Maybe a little bit, but we're just going with the flow. That's what I used to tell my kindergartners. Going with the flow, people. All right. Lime green shimmer. Let's give our tail. So this bow has 4 different ribbons in it. It's a big bow that I cannot wait to see where my customer is going to place it in their home. Because these would look really good on just a plain evergreen wreath. You know, the kind that you can find anywhere. Can I use my bow maker for just ribbon strips without making a bow? Sure. Hello, Jillian. Y'all, Jillian is such a sweet friend of mine. You see, she's Milo Tree Cart. She's helping me make even more money in my business by allowing me to host my workshops through her app called Milo Tree Cart. And I did a podcast episode with her. It's going live tomorrow. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. Jillian, I'm teaching people how to make Christmas bows and telling them about my workshop, the newest one. So yeah, Jillian has really helped me grow my business. Oh, she's just filled me up. So yeah, love Milo Tree Cart. If you are a maker and you have ever wanted to learn about, if you've ever wanted to sell workshops, Jillian is your girl at Milo Tree Cart. She helped me figure all of that out. It's a little techie. Where can you see the podcast? It is going to be on Blogger Genius, right, Jillian? Blogger Genius. Jillian's had a podcast for years, and when she asked me to be on it, I was like, yes. What am I measuring them out to? Okay, so the loops are 6 inches. The tails are 12. I hope that answers your question. Okay, let's go on with our fancy ribbon. Love it. Love the edging. See the little fuzzies? It is so cute. Okay, measuring out another 12-inch tail. Giving it a twist, pushing it down in there. Now, these loops are gonna be smaller, okay? So 5 inches. Gonna come in about 1 inch. I am eyeballing it because that's just who I am. I'm just an eyeballer. When I taught kindergarten and preschool, when I taught kindergarten and preschool, I would tell the children we're not trying to be perfect. We're just doing our best. So that's my mantra. Not trying to be perfect. Let's cut this. Okay, I'm going fast. My cell phone is dying. I should have charged it. It is going to be, the podcast is going to be at Blogger Genius. Becoming a Blogger Genius. Help me out, Jillian. I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank. I love podcasts. Lots and lots of podcasts. Thank you, Jillian. The Blogger Genius podcast. I had it right. Okay, coming in with my last layer of ribbon for this bow. These are 5-inch loops. I'm going to do 2 on both sides. I know I am going fast. There is a free wreath making tutorial on my homepage here on TikTok. Yes, guys, you can find her podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts. And if you are one of my business girls, if you are one of my wreath makers trying to sell and grow a business, you need to check her out. How many layers? There are 4 ribbons in this bow. So 4 layers. Okay, there's my little button loop on the top. Look at all that goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, you've listened to Jillian's podcast before. That's awesome. Thank you. I was so honored to be asked to be on Jillian's podcast. Jillian says, I share great tips on how I got started, so you guys need to check it out. I will make sure to put a link in my profile here on TikTok so you guys can find it. I'm moving my loops around, pulling my tails out of the way. I want you to notice how I'm holding really good pressure on the middle of my Easy Bow Maker. I don't want to pull my loops out of place. Okay, so here's what we have now. And now we're going to pull it out. Let's cut some bind wire. This is about a 16-inch length of bind wire. going to slide it up under all of my goodness. Here's my zip tie. Guys, I really would like for you to do me a favor and go check out the link on my homepage here on TikTok. There is so much goodness in that link. There is a free Christmas bow tutorial. There's where to shop for Christmas ribbon. There's where to shop for Christmas wreath supplies. There's my Amazon storefront where you can find the bind wire, the easy bow maker, just all the things. So make sure you go check that out. There is my latest workshop, which is my Christmas Garland workshop. For less than $20, I'm teaching you how to make 2 Christmas garland recipes that you can customize for your own decor. Let's tighten this up really tight. Tighten it within the inch of its life. When do I start my spring bows? January. January. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna need a vacation. So this is what we have now. It's looking kind of crazy. Let's give it a little fluff. I'm gonna pull this tail over. Straighten up all of my tails. Let's give my loops a fluffy fluff. And that's how you do it. And there we go. Orders done. Hallelujah. So I zip tied it around all of it. I sure did. I zip tied the whole thing, like really tight together. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again. I would love for you to go to my homepage here on TikTok, click the link. You know where it is. There is so much goodness for you to find. There's where to shop for Christmas ribbon, wreath supplies, a free bow tutorial, a couple of workshops that I would love for you to check out. So make sure you do that. And thanks for following me. I appreciate you hanging out with me this morning. I'm going to grab some lunch before I pack up all this goodness for my a little bit grumpy UPS man to pick up. All right, everyone. Have a great day. Bye, guys.